Hello children, welcome back, yes, to English with Kashish. I hope I am helping you with all your chapters and poetries. Anything else that you want me to do, any comments, any suggestions, I am always open. Please let me know how I can help you. All the poetries that I do are all for memorization. You should memorize all the poems, alright? So this is also one of the poems. It's called Ballad of the Tempest. Ballad is a story in a poem form. And what is Tempest? Tempest is something when you're in a very bad or a horrific situation and you say some calm words. That's called Tempest. Now let's see what happens in this poem. This poem is written by James T. Fields. So first we will read about our author and then move on to the explanation of the poem. So he was born at Portsmouth, New Hampshire on December 13th, 1817 and named James Field. The family later added the S word. Earlier he was called James and then they added S later. His father was a sea captain and died before Fields was even 3. So that's how he has a lot of memories on the sea. He and his brother were raised by their mother and her siblings, their Aunt Mary and Uncle George. At the age of 14, Fields took a job at the Old Corner bookstore in Boston as an apprentice to publishers Carter and Hendy. His first published poetry was included in the Portsmouth Journal in 1837, but he drew more attention when, on September 13, 1838, he delivered his anniversary poem to the Boston Mercantile Library Association. In addition to his work as a publisher, he used to write books and publish them too. An essayist, Fields wrote poetry. A number of his works are collected in his book Ballads and Verses, which was published in 1880. This volume contains the poem Ballad of the Tempest, which includes the famous lines, "We are lost," the captain shouted as he staggered down the stairs. Okay, so that's about our poet. Let's read the poem throughout and then do one by one explanation of the lines. We were crowded in the cabin. Now if you can see this picture here, what do you see? A cruel sea, right? And there are people who are scared. The boat is going up and down, up and down. You can imagine the situation that they were all in. Not a soul would dare to sleep. It was midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. 'Tis a fearful thing in winter, to be shattered by the blast, and to hear the rattling trumpet thunder, cut away the mast. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath, while the hungry sea was roaring, and the breakers stalked with death. As thus we sat in the darkness, each one busy with his prayers. We are lost, the captain shouted as he staggered down the stairs. But his little daughter whispered as she took his icy hand, "Isn't God upon the ocean just the same on the land?" Then we kissed the little maiden and we spoke in better cheer, and we anchored safe in harbor when the morning was shining clear. Yes, this is a kind of a short story in a poem form, which is called ballad. Let's move on to line by line explanation. We were crowded in the cabin. Not a soul would dare to sleep. Why? They were all scared because there was something happening outside. No one could sleep because they didn't know what will happen. A ballad. A ballad is a narrative composition in rhythmic verse suitable for singing. It can also be sung. And what is a cabin here? Cabin is in your glossary. Cabin means a private room on a ship or a boat. They're all scared, from babies to men. All of them are very scared sitting here because they are in the middle of the sea with something on them. What? Let's see. It was midnight. It was dark. And when it's dark, you're even more scared, isn't it? It was midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. There was a storm on them, a heavy storm. They didn't know what will happen next. So all of them, even the strongest person was very, very scared. And then, 'tis a fearful thing in winter. What season was that? This shows us what season was that? Winter. And in winter, we are all cold. We feel we're shivering, we are cold, and we are in middle of the storm. Yes, so 'tis a fearful thing in winter. This is the most fearful thing in that winter. To be shattered by the blast. What happened? What is shattered? Shattered is to break apart. What broke apart? We will find out. What blast are we talking about here? The blast that we are talking about here is the thunder. The big, you have seen when it rains very heavily, the thunder comes down and the noise of the thunder is shrieking. What did that thunder do? What did it break? And to hear the rattling trumpet. The rattling trumpet is an expression. Rattling means to make a rapid succession of short, sharp noises. When by mistake there is a utensil which falls down, what happens? There is repeated noise and you close your ears. It's so sharp that you close your ears. So that kind of rattling noise, you can't even compare that noise to the thunder of the storm that night. And to hear the rattling trumpet, it was like a trumpet which blew in breaks. A very sharp, loud noise of the thunder. Thunder cut away the mast. You've seen the ship's mast? What did it do? The thunder cut away the mast of the ship, the big ship. It just went through it and cut it. What will happen next? So we shuddered there in silence. They were all silent. No one was talking to each other. Shuddered, which means shaking. Everyone was shaking at that point in that cabin because they were all very, very scared. The strongest, the mightiest person, even he was very scared and he didn't know what to do. Even he was very, very, very scared. For the stoutest held his breath. What is stoutest? Brave and determined. Who's brave outside was also bowing down then. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know. He also held his breath. He was also very scared. While the hungry sea was roaring. This is also an expression. They have compared the hungry sea as a wild big animal who's very hungry. What does the wild animal do? Yes, he roars. So like that only the sea also was like very, very hungry animal and he was roaring. And the breakers talked with death. What are breakers? Breakers are large turbulent waves moving towards the land. Those breakers were talking to death. It seemed like they are all going to come and eat all those people and take them towards death. It was very scary situation then. As thus we sat in darkness, each one busy with his prayers. When you are scared and you are in that situation or any kind of situation, what do? You join your hands and you pray to whom? You pray to God. God, please save me. Please take me out of this situation. God, please. You do that, right? Be it your father, your grandfather, your mother, grandmother. However strong and powerful they are in any kind of situation, everyone bows down to God and they start praying. So each one was busy with prayers. We are lost. Who said that? Said the captain. He was shouting. He also looked very scared as he staggered down the stairs. Staggered means to come down unsteadily. When you are scared, how do you come? He was not even looking at the steps down. He was falling and coming and he said, we are lost. Because they have a compass to track, right, where the ship is going. Because of the compass, they didn't know where they were and where will they reach. He said, we are lost. I don't know what to do. He also gave up. Everyone at that point gave up. They didn't know what to do. They thought they're all going to die. No one is going to survive. But his little daughter whispered as she took his icy hand. Why was the hand icy? Because it was winter. She took his hand, and what did she do? Now here is what Tempest comes. In this kind of situation, some beautiful words. What did the daughter say? Papa, isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land? As in land, God saves us from any kind of situation. Why not on ocean, Papa? God is with us. Don't worry. He will save us, whether be it land or ocean. Don't worry. Be brave, Papa. He will save us. Then we kissed the little maiden. Everyone kissed the maiden. They were all so happy. And we spake in better cheer. Spake is the future tense of spoke. Okay? So everyone together were a little cheerful. They got a very small smile on their faces. They said, okay, come on, let's do it. We can do it. So they all were happy now. And what happened next? We anchored, safe in the harbor. Anchored is a metal device attached to a ship or a boat by a cable and cast overboard to hold it in a particular place. Anchor is a U-shaped kind of a thing which you put it on the land for the boat not to go away. They actually anchored the boat in the harbor. Harbor is a space which is committed only for the ships. When the morn was shining clear. What is morn here? Morn is morning. So what situation were they in? They were in night. From midnight to morning, they crossed the storm. They were brave at the end. Yes, and then it was shining clear. The sky at that time was scary and dark, but in the morning, it was shining clear. So, whenever you are in a bad situation in life, someone, if they tell you even 2 brave words, you become stronger to come out of a situation. So, your family, friends or anyone is sad, tell them 2 little lines of brave words and see the difference. Okay? Now, we shall go on to the question answers. Question number 1. All the questions are on page number 137 in your book. We were crowded in the cabin. Not a soul would dare to sleep. The first A part of the question is, who does the word we refer to here? Let's see the answer first. It is the sailors. Who were crowded in the cabin? All the sailors. Okay? And not a soul would dare to sleep. Why was it so? Why couldn't anyone sleep? Because all were worried about the impending, the strong storm that was prevailing at that time. Next question. Question number 2. Usually storms are formed in the deep sea. What precautions have the sailors got to take before a voyage? When the sailors are going to the ship to the sea, what all precautions do they take? The sailors need to carry life jackets, the jackets which help them to not sink in the ocean. There should be small boats to take the passengers in case the ship is wrecked. The sailors need to be good swimmers, most important. They should have a good knowledge of the direction of the wind. Where does the wind go? They go accordingly. The sea, what kind of sea it is and the directions, and the sea creatures which you might find in that kind of a sea plan. Question number 3. The poet says, "'Tis a fearful thing in winter." According to the poet, what is referred to as a fearful thing in winter? How would the condition in the deep sea during the winter on the sea? What is the condition of the deep sea during winter? A storm is a fearful thing in winter. The sea goes very violent or turbulent, and in the deep sea the disturbance is so much that there are blasts rattling in the ship. Question 4. How does it affect the sailors? Read the first 2 stanzas. It, you can read the first 2 from the poem, affects the sailors both physically and emotionally. They remain huddled in the cabin and they are so frightened that they are unable to sleep. The storm is so devastating that they all seem to shout, "Cut the mast." The speaker and his crewmates sat in darkness and prayed. What did they hear? Question number 5. This is, they heard the roaring of the hungry seas and the waves talking with death, as if those hungry lions are coming to eat them up and they're going to die. When the captain shouted, "We are lost," how did his daughter react? This question 6 is on page number 138. The captain's little daughter took his father's hand reassuringly and reminded him that the Lord, who protected his people on the land, will protect them out of the sea too. Question 7. The crewmates kissed the maiden and spoke in better cheer. What made them feel cheerful? Maiden is the girl who is not married, okay? The little girl's faith in God revived their faith too, and instead of growing more and more despondent, they grew hopeful and cheerful. Despondent is scared and fearful. They grew more happy and cheerful and hopeful, okay? Question 8. A ship is always safe at the shore, but it was not built for that, correct? What does that mean? The idiom, this is an idiom, points out that by not trying out anything new and adventurous, one may not come across problems and difficulties. But such an existence can be dull and boring. If you don't try out anything in life, what is your life? Dull and boring, isn't it? It is true that a ship which remains at the shore will not be posed with the danger of storm, pirates and dangerous sea creatures. But such a ship serves no purpose at all, and such a ship needn't have come into existence at all. Thus, the idiom shows that in life also, one should do what one is meant to do without being unduly worried over the risk factor. If you want to do something, don't get scared. Do it. Strive to do it. If you make mistakes, it's okay. We can learn. But if you don't do anything and just sit idle, what is the purpose of your living? None, right? Now this is read and appreciate. Question number 1. The poet uses the phrase the hungry sea. What can the reader imagine from this? What is the figure of speech employed in the lines 11 and 12? The poet succeeds at creating a mental picture of the sea as a monster, all set to devour the ship, a monster who is going to eat up the ship. The intention of the poet is to point at all the destructive element of the sea while on storm by personifying it, by making it a little bigger in picture. He refers to the breakers as talking with death, continuing with the figure of speech of personification. Breakers means the waves who are coming on the land. That means they are going to the death part of it. Question 2. The poet uses expressions which are very unusual, evocative and rhythmic. Some examples are given with explanation. So, these are the expressions. What is shattered by blast, which means imaginary of destruction. You need to close your eyes and imagine the picture. So, he has used all these words for you to go into the imagination part. Midnight on the waters, as a contrast to the peaceful midnight on the land, right? How are you at land in midnight? Peaceful, without any noise. Everyone is sleeping. But on the waters, it is not quiet, correct? Breakers talked with death, personification. That means it is a bigger picture of waves coming on the land to eat them up for death. Captain staggered down the stairs to point out the hopelessness of the situation, as the captain himself has lost hope and has lost confidence. When he is shaking and coming down, you know his confidence also has shaken and he is not sure what he is doing. Icy hand. What does icy hand mean? To point out the fear of death of the captain and also the coldness of the storm hit ship. It is so chilly, it is so cold, and the captain is so scared that his hand is full of icy. So we are at the end of the poetry. I'm going to read the summary to you for better understanding. I hope we're all clear with this beautiful poem. So Ballad of the Tempest was written by James Thomas Fields. Once a ship was called by the violent storm. In this poem, the poet describes the situation and condition of the sailors on that ship. The poem is a ballet and it is done with one of the poet's masterpieces. Here, the speaker of the poem is the sailor himself. Really, voyage on the sea is an adventurous task. Here, the poem starts in which the sailors had to face a great danger. The ship was caught by the violent storm at midnight. All the sailors had crowded in the cabin. Though it was midnight, no one dared to sleep. All were frightened. The storm was very, very deep. It was fearful because it was winter season. The ship was to break apart by the gust of the wind. The sailors heard the rattling sound of the trumpet, and someone thundered to cut away the mast. All sailors were in silence out of fear, even the strongest. Brave person had held his breath and could not breathe because he was scared. The sea was roaring like a hungry lion. The last turbulent waves talked with death and moving forward towards the land. All were sitting in complete darkness. Everyone was praying to God for their safety. At that very moment, the captain shouted that they were lost. When he was coming unsteadily down the stairs, shaken up, his little daughter, by her innocent heart, whispered to him. She took her father's cold hand and said that the God upon the ocean was the same as the land, isn't it, Papa? By hearing her talk, all got some hope and prayed the God earnestly. All kissed the little maiden. Suddenly, the astonishing change occurs and the sailors anchored the ship safely in harbor. The morning in the sky was shining very, very clearly. The danger, which comes like a mountain, could disappear like sands. Fortune favors the brave. God is everywhere, but man has faith in him. God is everywhere, all around you. The only thing that we need to do is have faith in him. So whenever you are scared or angry or in distress, pray to God and he will help you. Yes? So with that, I end this beautiful poem. I hope you enjoyed Ballad of the Tempest. Yes? So any suggestions, any comments, please let me know. Signing out, Kashish. Bye-bye.